All right. Welcome to the Shock Drop Podcast, the ultimate destination for sneaker enthusiasts and collectors. I'm your host, Chris, accompanied by my co hosts, Kyle and Azeem. In this week's episode, we've got an action packed lineup of topics, including several new upcoming drops, diving into the much anticipated Travis Scott and Jordan 1, including the stock numbers that may be up on the sneakers app here later this week, giving you the scoop on Nike's exciting new venture into the world of Web3. And if that's not enough, we've also got some very heated debates about the new Jarritos and Nike SB collab that is coming soon, as well as some new information about StockX authentication process that is now moving forward with some new updates. Make sure you stay in the loop with all things sneakers. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, and if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, don't forget to follow and give us a rating at the end so we can continue to make these and get out more content for you sneaker enthusiasts. Now let's lace up and jump right into it. So to get things started, I can't believe I forgot about this before we started, but the Lost and Founds restocked at the end of last week on 420 of all days. Or was it 420 or 421?
420
It was
because it
It
was
was
420.
the same
420?
day as the Run the Jewels.
Yes, yeah. What did you guys think? Definitely I mean we all kind of knew,
Yeah.
right? They
Who
hinted.
who didn't know about it?
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, I mean really, they made it apparent so everybody
Yeah,
could know about it.
yeah.
How'd you guys do?
After that first
Zero
delay,
pairs.
Yep, same. After that first delay, I was just like, I got better things to do with my life than sit
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, definitely. And for those a little out of the loop, so obviously the Nike sneakers app put up a poll last week, and they said a restock is coming. We had some early notice that it was going to be on Thursday, and we dropped some hints in House of Cards and around on socials and stuff. But once everybody really got the go ahead that it was coming on Thursday and it loaded up, the first time was 11:40, and it
Mhm.
didn't drop. And it basically like pump faked what almost every 30 minutes, I think,
Yeah.
after that.
I think for like 2
Um,
hours or
Basically.
something.
Essentially, yeah, I
Yeah.
think it actually dropped around 140.
Mhm.
Um, or maybe, yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was
I think it
140.
was 140, yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah.
And then,
Our
yeah, it was,
hypothesis was like Nike just kept messing up on the site, so they just kept moving the timer 30 minutes back.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
I'm sure they were also watching for leakers. And I mean, like they were checking for, okay, who's, watching this on the back end because obviously that's their target for who they want to take out.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it was very interesting. The stock numbers were 244,000 pairs, not at all even remotely true.
Not even
Um,
close.
Not even close. It was about 20,000 ish. It was 20 to 30,000 ish pairs.
Mhm.
And that's, I mean, that was so small.
Yeah,
Um,
and the best part was these still had mode on them.
yes, they did.
Yeah.
But I will say Nike got smart this time, and last time they just let people say, "Oh, I have mold on my pair," and they just gave them refunds. This time
Mhm.
they're actually forcing people to send the shoe back, which is good.
Yeah.
Because some people were doing some things that, yeah, karma's gonna come back to them. But
Yep.
I'm
Like
I'm
think
not
about
about
it.
that.
Like if this was the only pair of lost and founds you hit and then you got mold and like you were told you have to send it back for a refund, what would you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, I mean, their best hope is you have to argue with them for an exchange,
Right.
right? I mean, the truth is, right, they're never sold out, right? I mean,
Right.
they've
They've
got
always got
pairs.
stuff in the back
Yeah, they got
warehouses.
pairs in the vault. The problem is, you gotta deem yourself worthy enough to get that. Yeah, it is rough, and it's not like they're gonna give you right $400 to go get a new pair, right?
Yeah.
You essentially just get half off of paying resale for a pair. Maybe,
Yeah.
if your size is bigger, you may not even get that. But for sure, a rough one. But and then right after that, we had the Run the Jewels lows at 420. One of
Yeah.
the most interesting times Nike has ever decided to do a drop. I have to say, I was
We were
definitely
like,
caught
"No
off guard.
way." We're like, "No way it's actually dropping at 420."
They wouldn't actually do that, would they? I guess so.
They
Um,
did.
yeah. Either of you get a pairs?
I did.
No.
I got a size 4 and
No.
a half.
Nice. Yeah. Are you gonna fit that?
Yeah, if I chopped off half my foot.
Yeah, that's yeah. At least you get them, right? I'd be
Yeah.
curious to keep them like or at least see them in hand, but I don't think
Yeah.
you wanted a pair personally either, right? So
No. Yeah, I think I just wanted to just see what they look like in hand, honestly. In
Just for
this
the flex
case,
pick and then to sell.
Yeah.
yeah.
Would you?
Or
You didn't cop them either, Azeem. Would you have kept them?
No, no, probably not.
yeah.
Like there are a few other dunks that I'm waiting for, I think.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, because it's a size 4.5, it's my wife's size. So it's like
Oh.
once if I end up taking photos of it, if she walks into the living room and be like, "Oh, what are those?"
It's a size 5. Oops. Doesn't fit.
Oh darn! I guess I'm selling them.
I can't imagine. Is she a Run the Jewels fan? She didn't really.
She has no idea who they are. I barely
Okay.
had an idea who
Yeah.
they were before this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Azeem, are you a Run the Jewels fan?
No, not really into
No?
them like that.
Really? Okay. I've listened to a couple of their older albums. I
Mhm.
haven't really listened to a lot of the new ones. I'm gonna be honest. Like I don't really. I know it's like Run the Jewels 3, Run the Jewels 4, but I don't really keep up with the names. I just know a couple of the songs. Um, but yeah, I know him a little bit. A friend of mine, he was kind of into him, so he said like, "Oh, if you happen to get my size, let me know." So I was trying, but I couldn't get it. A lot tougher than I thought it was, and I think there was only like 30,000, right? A little bit
Yeah.
less.
I mean, that's what was
Yeah.
rumored, but
Yeah.
what was
So
actual? Who knows?
yeah, probably less than that. Probably 10 to 15, if
Yeah.
even.
That's what I
Um,
would guesstimate.
Yeah, and it seems like most SB shops had pretty low stock too, so it was
Yeah.
definitely pretty limited compared to the highs.
So
Highs even
do you
seem
see the one
limited
guy
as
on
well.
Twitter?
What was that,
Do
Azine?
you see the one? Do you see the one guy on Twitter who entered like a bunch of raffles for the highs and he didn't hit any, but he hit 4 pairs of the lows still
What?
on raffle?
I think that was
And
Tuxedo.
yeah, it's tuxedo.
Yeah, yeah. He
Wow.
says that he wanted the highs, and he said like he won the lows more, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just his luck, right? But yeah, it was kind of interesting that I was looking in other groups and stuff, and I was kind of watching to see who actually hit the highs. Not that
Mhm.
many people actually
That's
hit
what
the highs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Um,
Like, I think they were both really limited.
They
yeah,
were both pretty limited.
they
Yeah.
were
But it's
probably
like how
more
many people
available to the skate shops and less to actual sneakers.
Yeah, maybe. But even the skate shop raffles, I didn't really see that many.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
I
if I saw any
I
local
think the
winners. I
people
actually don't
who
think I saw any local winners this time for the highs. I saw a couple for the lows.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
Interesting. Hey,
And
isn't
then
this what we said we were talking about like 2 weeks ago? Like, it would be really cool if they like really cut the production numbers on these and made
yeah,
them
to make it
actually really
low.
limited.
And
Yeah.
the
yeah.
behind design was, I think you pointed it out, the pink fur on the highs rubs
Yeah.
off and there's something underneath. Didn't know that. They had no clue if we didn't have the behind the design.
Yep.
I
That's
also
why
didn't
those are
know.
so cool.
Yeah, for real. I mean, they're very interesting. It took him. I think the one guy that said that he pitched this, he said it
Mhm.
took 2 years to get
Mhm.
this to come to production. I mean,
Yeah.
or I guess to come to product, right? I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That this happens that long ago. And just somebody that reaches out and was like, hey, I think these guys would be good, and that they
Mhm.
got tapped for it.
Hey,
Um,
it's just like one of those things where like you never know what Nike will say yes to unless you just kind of give them a good idea.
like Power Puffs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's pretty
couldn't believe
nuts
they said yes to
collab.
that. But
Ah, I'm
yeah,
still interested in holding my opinion until I see what those actually look like. But
all
in
the
my
mock-ups have
head,
been garbage.
it's
But
so bad, so bad. That's why
yeah.
I'm holding I'm reserving my opinions on those
Yeah.
for now.
I'm waiting for some real pictures. All of these mock-ups are terrible, but
Uh,
some shoes we don't have mock-ups of anymore, and now the first leaked image has actually come out today. The Crushed Skate Shop, or not, sorry, not
right.
Crushed, Crenshaw, my bad.
Yes.
The
We already
Crenshaw
had
Skate
Crush.
Shop. Yeah, we already had Crushed. That's why it was in my head. But I was thinking about this because the Crenshaw Skate Club is another Nike skate. They're one of the skate companies.
Mhm.
Tuxedo was saying that the skate companies actually have a shorter lead time on production. So like the
Really?
Utos, the Crenshaws, the Crushed. Now that I was talking about them, any of
Mhm.
those SB ones that are affiliated with stores or SB skaters, are only like 1 to 1.5 years. That's how long it takes to get from idea to production.
Interesting.
So they probably started working on UTOs right after the Olympics.
Probably. That would
Right
make
after
sense.
he got the gold, they probably were like, "Hey, we're gonna get you a colorway
Yeah, because it was the first skating
in the
Olympics.
Olympics." Yep,
Yeah.
and
So
he
do
got
you think?
gold.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think if it wasn't Yuto, if it was someone else, like, say, what was the US guy?
Naiha,
Yeah, if it was Naya, like, if he won, do you think we'd get a Naya SB dunk?
for sure.
I mean, like,
You got P Rods.
he already got. I mean, he's already has his own like line, right?
I think he has some other shoe. I don't know if he's got his own line. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think he's worked on some other shoes. Yeah,
Right. So it'd probably be like whoever was gonna win too, like gold medal, and you get your own Nike
yeah,
dunks.
yeah. That might have been the
Yeah.
behind the scenes bet. That would have been
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, because they were sponsored.
Yeah,
Well, most of them were sponsored.
every country was competing against each other, but they were all sponsored by one company.
Yeah. Let's look at
So
the
basically, in the
jerseys.
end, Nike wins.
Hey, you can't lose if you sponsor all of them.
That is true. You can also lose. I think there was a couple other skaters there too, but Nike SB for sure. I think was the heavy favorite, at least from what I was watching.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this was a pretty wild looking dunk. I will say the blue kind of spots out of nowhere, but it's a lot of red and green graffiti almost looking. What do you guys think about it? Are you about it? Probably let it pass, flip it.
I'll
Uh,
probably flip it. I mean, like, I'm
I
not
would
mad
flip
about
it.
the colors currently, but
Yeah,
yeah.
personally, it's a little too bland. Like I would have liked to see brighter
Too bland.
colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Really?
not bright
Okay.
enough. Like
Oh, okay.
I don't
All
like the
right.
shade
Yeah.
of green on the
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Okay.
really
Yeah.
like I don't think it's a bad looking shoe. It's just not something I would wear personally.
Yep.
It's
Exactly.
very low key, I guess. It's kind of one of the dunks that I would figure like should be sitting on a shelf so like somebody could just come and grab it.
Yeah.
One
Right?
hundred
Like
Like
percent.
it's
also the GR. Like if you
yeah.
didn't see the tags or the little like Crenshaw details, like it could almost
You
be
would
a
think it was be a
GR.
GR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could do a couple different colorways like that, some mismatched kind of
Yeah.
thing like that. And I think that would look honestly, if that whole thing had been a green upper that skates away to red, maybe that's what that is. I
Oh,
would like
Yeah.
that better. I think that would be cooler.
that
That'd
would
be pretty
be
cool.
So you could
that'd
do
be
like a
kind of a
green
throwback.
instead of that burgundy and then have the blue swoosh and then it would
Yeah.
shave off to like the blue swoosh would become black and then the
Yeah.
burgundy or the green would become burgundy.
Yeah. Be
And
like
it you darken out the colorway.
yeah, it'd be reminiscent of
I
like what
think
the
this might be a
Lands Mountains
controversial
or
opinion,
Oh, yeah,
but I
it's kinda
think
like the Lands Mountains.
I kind of feel like we've just seen like too many tearaway like shoes like in the last
mm,
recent bit. Where it's
Hey,
kind of
they're
like,
not
okay,
stopping, man. We got the clot fragment
I
SBs.
yeah,
Or not
know. I'm like,
SBs, they're
okay,
just dunks. But
yeah.
but those are coming. Those are tearaway. Jarritos,
this is a
tearaways, bro.
Jarritos Tearaway,
yeah,
yeah.
this is a cool gimmick, but it's like after a while, it's like, okay, I don't want to do this my every pair of shoes I own. Like,
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Because I was saying like outside of like the SBs, like for Jordans, it was like the last one was like the Lance Mountains and the New York to Paris, right?
no, because we've had
For
the
Jordans,
yeah
yes.
For
LA
Jordans,
to
yes.
Chicago,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
LA to Chicago. But we got
we
the
also
clot fragment and the clot Air Forces and stuff were all tearaways. They weren't Jordans,
Oh, true,
right?
true.
But
yeah.
we've got other tearaway shoes.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah. Now that you mention it, yeah, we have been getting a lot of these recently.
I wish
Or
we'd get a couple
unions or
more of the
tearaways
UV
too.
ones, but I think they don't do that because the effect goes away. Like the Civilists and that Air
Hmm.
Force.
Yeah.
It's cool for a while. It's a good TikTok trend, but once people figure out that it stops changing colors after a while,
How long
people
does it
don't get
take?
so hyped about it.
It's like 2 years.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's necessarily about time. I think it's about the condition that it's in. So, like,
Yeah.
my
Oh,
pair's sitting in a hot room, so it's going from like black to multicolor to black to multicolor, like 4 times a day.
Ooh.
I see. So the
So like,
material
Not
wears
even
out.
being worn.
yeah, so like it was fading really fast. I mean, like
Gotcha.
because of that.
I was
So
gonna
I
say
think
just
like wrapped
restock
up
the
in
shoe
like
every 2 years.
that would have been cool. I'm still so mad. Like I could never find the special box. It was the coolest box ever. But now that I know the shoe did this, I figured the box did this too. So
Yeah.
like the box just becomes a black box after that.
Oh,
So,
that's so lame.
yeah, so you lose all the effect of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be kind of sad. But moving on from the Crenshaws, this was I think Azeem was the one that pointed this out. But now that we've got some on feet pictures of these very interesting unions that were leaked last week, what do you guys think of them now?
They're a
Any
very good
different
wearable too. Like, I was kind of on the fence about it, and I think I'm definitely copying for the toe.
Ooh, for the toe.
for the
For the
toe?
toe,
Wow.
I'm not
Okay.
Wow.
putting the yellow laces on though. I'm putting the white and gray
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. I
Really?
definitely. I'm not a fan of like the yellow in the white. I'm not really a fan of all white in general, but yeah, I'm not really a big yellow person either. Kyle, what do you think? Would you toe
I
these?
I wouldn't toe these personally, but
No. Okay.
I do like the yellow laces.
Really? Okay. The
Really,
Yeah.
mustard, you like that? It's
Yeah,
like a
I
mustard
like
gold.
that. Yeah. I
I
like
think
it how it
because it's
like pops and it like kind of matches almost the Union tag.
Unions
yeah,
generally come with 3 extra laces or 2 extra laces.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
these came with extra laces, what colors would you say? So we've
I
got mustard
think
and cream.
green.
Oh, is it in
I
here?
think
Is
I
this
think it's
picture valid?
green.
Yeah, I was gonna say it should come with a green at least, right? That seems.
It would make sense because the rest of the other hint of it is green.
Oh, it looks like gray and white,
Oh, I guess
or
Isn't
I
that
that
the
see gray
default?
white.
is
Isn't
that
that the
one lace that
default?
changes?
Yeah, it's
Oh, it
like the
is.
original Union.
Yeah,
Oh, it did that.
Mm-hmm.
have you caught
Oh,
the fours or the ones? They had two like colored laces.
I
Yeah.
got the fours. I never had any of the ones though. I missed those.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
Okay,
sure the
so it looks like the yellow laces. I don't see any others though.
it only
huh.
looks like the yellow laces are on there. They have a picture with like the
So it's just the white that turns into gray, and then it's
Mhm.
just the yellow lace. That's it. Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay, one
Alright.
This is
lace.
the only one attached.
I definitely would have liked that teal
Yep.
greenish color. I would
That's
have
what
rocked that lace color in that.
that's what I
That's
thought
Yeah,
they were gonna do to bring like attention to that part of it.
yeah.
But we
that
still
would have been
haven't
cool.
heard the story behind that part of it yet, have we?
No, I mean we didn't even really know that this is a three-way collab, right? I mean, there's
Yeah.
somebody else in
Yeah.
here too, right? What is this?
Uh,
BBL? Is that what it is?
It's
BP
like Betsy
Gotta be
beauty
careful with those
supply.
acronyms.
Effie's Beauty Supply.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah. Beth.
Union's
Oh, his
owner's wife.
wife.
Yeah,
Oh,
her
is it
beauty
really?
company. Yeah.
What? His wife and
Oh.
creative partner. Oh, this is okay. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
she's
really
a
cool.
judge on HBO's streetwear competition design
She
show. Oh,
is?
wow. The hype.
I didn't even
Maybe I
know
should.
that was a show.
Yeah, that's actually kind of interesting. You got to check that out.
Wow.
Um,
Okay, that's really sweet that he did it for his wife.
yeah. So
Aw.
family's
Yeah.
important to us. My wife is the reason I got into the industry. He said they have a couple capsule collections coming out.
Oh.
Nike Cortez. Oh, okay.
Oh. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
That's
Oh.
news.
Cortez
Yeah.
is though.
Breaking news right here on the Shock Drop podcast. Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. So he's got a Nike Cortez in the work. I mean,
Okay.
they've already been doing those huge Cortezi collabs, right? I mean, those have been
Uh,
flying with them.
didn't Union already do a Cortez?
They did, I
Uh,
think. Yeah, they did,
maybe
and
another
it
one.
was a break.
It was yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, they had the ugly ones, like the cotton candy and stuff like that. Was that
It
Yeah.
that
had like
one?
4 colorways, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's I
Or
remember
was it at least
pastel
3?
colors. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 4.
Okay. Huh. I'm
Okay,
not
let's
saying
see.
the story's gonna make me cop.
When did
I'm liking the story a little bit more.
when did he
I
give
love
this interview?
I was gonna say I love Union's like rollout for their shoes, like the videos they
Mhm.
put out, like for promotion.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see what they put out for this one.
I'm interested in the capsules that he has in the works with his wife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that'll
would
be
be
interesting too.
interesting.
Because I'd lean more towards copying one of if it's clothing, I'd lean more copying those
Really?
over the ones, yeah.
Would you rather
I mean,
cop their kind of clothing versus like some kid stuff though?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like it depends how the capsule looks.
It depends because I feel like
I-
sometimes it's a little too much
Yeah.
Jordan branding on it, and it's just kind of
Yeah.
like,
It's
Yeah,
not even
that's
that. Sometimes it's just too plain. Like the Ama
yeah,
Maniere Jordan ones, like they look like they are probably some of the nicest hoodie blanks
mhm,
like I've ever seen. But it's just got a regular Jordan like in the front or like a
yeah.
and then like something so simple and it's like and that's $180 hoodie. And
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
like,
saying. It really
yo, it's like
depends.
I mean, Supreme for 160, I mean, like, it has something on it or embroidery or something, but I mean, like,
Right.
for 180 and it's just like a heavy blank, like, I don't know.
yeah.
Kith, at
I
least
think-
you get some of there's some better quality usually in the thicker stuff, right?
Real thick.
Yeah,
Yeah. When I see
and
that
they'll
kind of Alma Maniere stuff, I feel like it's just like Nike merch, like the Travis stuff. What were you gonna say, Zine?
yeah.
Sorry.
I was just like with Kiss stuff, at least like they put like a little bit more design usually on it
Yeah, it's a
for
little bit
some of
more
their shirts.
tasteful.
Before we get off the Union Jordan ones, I think it's funny how like a lot of people change their minds after seeing the on foot pics,
Yep.
going from like
Yeah.
they're gross and now like okay, actually I'll cop these.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely goes to show why those brands get so mad when like those first leaker pictures come out because
Mhm.
like if the leak photo is garbage,
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Yo, the shoe is garbage."
Yeah. And it doesn't even
Um,
show like all the potential of the shoe.
yeah, I definitely think that the shoe looks a lot better once you actually try to style it a little bit more. But just on its own, it's not anything that's beautiful. It's definitely more of like a conversation piece, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah. There was also rumors, I think Mr. Unloved said it, that there was a sample of another color,
Oh,
but I don't think
Really?
it's coming. So,
That's
kinda out the
surprising because they
window.
usually
They'd
drop two
usually be
too.
colorways in the
releasing
same time.
pairs,
Yep.
right?
At
Yeah.
least
So
two, yeah.
maybe, but, I don't
AJKOs came. Yeah, pretty much everything has come out in a pair.
yeah.
The only one that was a
Yeah.
trio was the
The
Dunks, I
Dunks,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think there
But
was, like, a friends and
That'd be
family
kind of
unless
odd
yeah.
because they usually do like a Union exclusive colorway.
it could just be
Oh,
one
that's
maybe
right.
because it's like a double collab or triple collab. But I guess Clot and Fragment do, like,
Yeah.
3 colorways and
But
stuff all
this
the
is
time
like
too.
it's a double collab, but it's not really because like Beth's Beauty Supply is also she also owns Union,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
it's kind of
okay.
the same place.
Yeah.
But do we, because it has her brand on it, do we think that she's gonna drop it on her site?
Oh, that's a good man. I don't know if she's ready for that. Does she know what her husband goes through every drop? Like I'm sure he comes home and
Better.
complains about it.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
He's up there like yelling at the cloud, these dang kids and their dirty
It-
box. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they get mad about it. But
oh,
yeah, it'll
she
be
has done
interesting.
she has done a collab with Jordan before.
What
Wait,
did she do?
really?
Yeah. A Jordan
Jordan
W.
7.
Yeah, Jordan 7.
Why does everybody go to
No,
sevens?
is it a 7 or a 6?
This is
Oh
definitely a
no,
Uh
7.
it's a 7. Oh,
the
the
six usually
title
has
the title is not.
that's a 7. Yeah, what the
Yeah.
heck?
It kind of reminds me of the moon boots.
Yeah, it really does. When did this come out? This kind of
Uh,
This
recent,
flew
isn't it?
under the radar for like everyone, dude. I've never seen these
Yeah, this is
before.
2022. I was gonna say, yo, I remember this.
Hey, guess what?
And
It's
everyone
Shopify.
disregarded it.
I mean, they're under retail, but
Yeah.
it's not like they were going for anything crazy.
Hey, her site's a Shopify site.
Oh
Maybe she will
gosh.
drop them. Oh, they also released 2 colorways. There's a seafoam one too.
I
The
like
seafoam one is actually kind of going for money.
maybe that one was the
Oh, oh, look
what?
right there on the toe box.
Is that the her logo?
That's still there. That's the signature. Is that on the other one too? I didn't even notice that.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So that
It's
that was the first
orange.
hint. So that is it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that is her signature on the back. So it's on the shoes that she creates on there.
Okay, that's really cool.
Interesting. Okay, I like that.
Mm.
Literally having your signature on the shoe.
So
I think it's
hopefully we see a
cool.
second colorway that just like hasn't been
Yeah.
revealed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope so. I hope they don't scrap it and they actually come out with it. That would be nice.
Maybe it's just like what you were saying, Azeem. How like maybe they'll release it during the videos, the promo videos.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
We can all hope.
Yeah. So I guess with the colorway that's out right now, if there was a second colorway, do you think this white colorway would be the Union exclusive, or this would be the one that everybody would get?
See, I'm kind of thinking like, where are these leaks coming from? Because is it from
It's a
like a shop
factory.
where?
No, it's a factory.
Oh,
Factory.
well, no. Who got these on foot pics?
Those are Sneaker Tiger, I think.
Okay. So I was gonna say like maybe the Union
Oh,
like exclusive pair just hasn't like
n-
leaked because it's
the yellow
more tight
background
knit.
ones actually are Sneaker Knockers. I think it's their picks,
Oh.
but they
I
get it.
see.
They get it from a factory guy. So like,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just from a different factory. Like that's what was happening with Dunks, wasn't it? Where like some just didn't get leaked because they were from a different factory.
yeah. So like, most of my like original sources and stuff were all through like China and stuff, and like now that they've moved a lot through like Vietnam and
Mhm.
India and I think there's some in Taiwan as well.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a lot harder, right? You gotta have your people in those kind of areas or someone that can access all the areas.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get cut off there. But obviously, right? People are in there already. Private selection guys have been getting stuff for quite a while, so you can get tapped in anywhere.
Yep. You just gotta know someone.
Very true.
Exactly.
Speaking of gotta know somebody, you gotta know quite a lot of people to hit these next ones. Travis Scott olives, finally.
Woo.
Just loaded on sneakers like a couple hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean this is it. I think we've been waiting for like half the year now for this. Um, are are you guys ready for the final Jordan 1? I'm
Yes.
kind of not ready for it to be
Supposedly.
over. Yeah,
I think it's
supposedly. I
kind of
mean,
sad that it's like they're stopping making these.
I
Like, I wish they would just take a long break and then put out a new colorway once they find something more interesting.
I'm sure they will,
yeah.
honestly. I feel like they could never abandon the one. It's more if Travis will survive long enough to come
Yeah.
back, I think is the
True.
problem.
True. I don't know.
Let's
I'm
see what
kind of
Utopia
excited.
brings.
Well, I
Oh,
mean, like
when is that happening?
with what?
Utopia.
Well, that's exactly what I was gonna say. He was supposed to drop Utopia right around the whole time that the whole Astroworld thing happened. So that
Oh.
like, I mean, they were like, "Yo, don't drop anything, don't touch anything, just get on the camera, hold your face, and apologize." And
And then
like
mess that up.
he made that horrible apology video, and
Oh
then
man.
yeah, so they were like, "All right, well, it's not getting any better, so like we're gonna hide you underground in the Kardashian dungeon, and we'll let you out in a couple months when you're better." And then like I think the first time we saw him like later was him and like two other people just like hanging out, and
Mm.
like the paparazzi caught him, and it was like literally 2.5 months after that. So yeah, so I think that it's probably going to be them pushing him onto something else to see if he can survive long enough to make it back to like the Jordan 1. Because I mean, it's pretty
Yeah.
apparent that with Jordan 1s at least, like he does pretty well, right? And I mean, if they I guess what we were talking about for this. So the rumored stock number for all of these is like 130 to 150,000 worldwide, right? Obviously, whatever it is going to be cut X% because Nike is going to keep an amount for them in the
Mm-hmm.
vault. There's going to be X amount cut out of that because that goes to Travis, and Travis and his warehouse team gets it for their website.
Yeah.
But sneakers is supposed to have roughly, and I think we looked back at the history and stock numbers. So like the reverse mochas had about 59, 60,000 pairs on sneakers. The black phantoms had about 80 to 90,000 pairs on sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
The black olives currently are showing about 108,000 pairs on sneakers.
Oh. Okay.
That's pretty
So
nuts.
that's pretty
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. I mean, like, if you think about it, they've been slowly, raising it. But also, if
Yeah.
you think about how impossible every Travis feels,
Yep.
does that extra little bit, is that going to make the difference?
Absolutely not.
It feels like a chance. But like I
It does
haven't
feel
had a
like a chance.
Travis since like the sixes. So I'm like,
Was the 6 the
Hmm,
last
well-
retail Travis that you hit,
I think so. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Kyle?
I hit the Black Phantoms.
Oh,
And
okay.
I
You got
think
the black.
the first Travis that I hit was the khaki sixes. And then
Okay,
I
that was the
hit
first one you went for, or the first one that you got?
the first one that I got.
Okay.
And then I didn't hit anything until the Phantoms.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, that is how it is, man.
Dang.
I didn't even hit Air Maxes.
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of the baby pairs, and then
Yeah.
they canceled my baby pair. So I got
Oh
one.
no.
I got one little
Oh.
baby pair sitting up there in the Air Max, and then
Oh, sorry.
um
I got one of the Air Max. I think it was a 270 in like a GS or baby pair size.
the
Too.
270 in the baby size. Oh, those are cute. Those have also aged pretty badly for some people. I've seen a couple pairs fall apart.
Like the bubbles?
No, like the whole bottom fell off. Like
Oh.
the bubble and the
Jeez.
like outsole part, it just fell. The unit fell off. I'm pretty sure it was somebody here in Hawk. Actually, I think it was in House of Cards.
Oh no.
And he was like, "Yo," he's like, "Chris,"
Jeez.
he's like, "Didn't you want these?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I was a little nervous about the paint. It didn't look so great. I didn't want to pay resell." And he's like, "Yeah, well, maybe that was a good idea. Look what happened to mine." And I couldn't believe
Horrible.
it. I was like, "Yo, what?" He's like, "Yeah, it just fell apart."
Man,
It's like, "Yeah,
that's
okay,
horrible.
That's crazy. Yeah, ever
Chris.
since the original VaporMax bubble burst rumors, I've been so scared of those. What's up?
What was your first Travis you hit?
The original one, bro.
Really?
Yeah,
I think my
I hit the
first was
4s, I hit the 1 lows, I hit the 1 highs, and then that was it. That was the end of the
yeah.
streak.
So
Wait, did you hit
the first
fragments?
I hit fragments, yeah, but that was after the 6s, and I
Oh,
missed
I
all
see, I see, I
those.
see.
I had a pair of the green 6s actually early, and I had them at
Ooh.
an event, and I was nice at that event, bro. Everybody was coming up, looking at them, taking pictures. That was one of the first times that was actually the only time I think I got an early pair of Travis Scotts. I don't usually try to mess with Travis's and stuff that early. There's especially right now, right? There's so much bad stuff in the air that like I don't try to mess with that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I missed a lot of those, and I have one baby pair of the Air Maxes, but I never got any of the Air Forces. I never got any of them, except for the one little baby pair I got on eBay. But I believe it's the smallest size they made. It's like a 3C. They don't make anything smaller than
Wow.
that. So like it's like incredibly hard to find pairs in that size now.
So I was also hearing about these olive ones that like sizes 10.5 women's and up are gonna be super low stock.
Extremely, extremely limited. Yeah, because that's the men's 12 and up. Is that what that is? No,
Or less than
it's
that.
men's
Men's 9
11
and
and
up.
up.
Yeah, it's a men's
No, 10
9.
and a
Oh
half
my
women's.
god. Yeah,
It's like most
it's
of
gonna
the
be really
sizes
bad.
almost.
Yeah.
Generally, the 8 to 10 in a Travis men's is like the most populated sizes,
Yeah.
which is crazy because those end up going for like the most money most of the time too, and it's like the most stocked sizes. But yeah,
So those
women's
sizes
release.
are gonna go nuts for this release, if that's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a really bad feeling. I mean, if you're a Bigfoot person, I mean, it's already hard enough for Travis, but this is gonna be like, I mean, near impossible.
Wait, I
Already
think we've gone over this. Is it extended sizing over like
It is
12
extended.
It
women's?
is.
It
It's up
goes
to
all the way to
14.
15 and
15
a
and a
half
half.
women's.
Yeesh.
Yep.
Yeah, which is men's 14.
Yep.
2 pairs in each size over 12.5 women's. Guaranteed.
It'll probably be something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be stupid hard to get these. And just for reference, for the numbers that we said earlier, of course, those are back end endpoints, so those are not 100% exact. And all the stock numbers that people post online, none of those size numbers are ever 100% exact. It's all basically arbitrary guessing based on like an algorithm.
Mhm.
The best thing that you can do is know that there's not a lot, but there's a lot of people going for them.
Yep.
That's kind of
Just
the
Like if
best
you
thing
really
that you
want
can do.
these,
enter
count
as
your
much as you
bets.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Enter
personally,
all the
I
right
want them really
ones.
bad. This is going to be the last Travis I think I get. I've just
Really.
wanted an olive one for a while, but Travis is kind of like fading on me. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
Kanye. I mean, it's just not really listening to the music anymore.
Yep.
I'm waiting for new stuff and it's not coming. So like losing him as an artist right now. not like I have many other options to move to, but yeah, it's just I think the fame is waiting on him right now. So I think he needs to get Utopia out, otherwise, his Jordan contract's in danger.
Yeah. What if
Um,
he drops it right after the olives?
he could. I think he said he posted somewhere, or somebody asked him at like a nightclub, and he said he's waiting for other Cactus Jack artists to drop, and then he'll drop.
Yeah.
So like he's basically trying to let other people get their stuff out, so people will stream their stuff, and then he'll drop his.
Gotcha.
Probably doesn't want doesn't want to overshadow anybody on his
Yeah.
label. But I don't know
I
who
mean-
else is on his label outside of like Don Tolliver.
Check West.
Oh, Sheck West.
Isn't he?
Okay, yeah. I think that might be it. Maybe like one other guy. There's not many of them right now, but
I think there are a few others, but like no one like that big.
yeah, they're all. I mean, nobody's bigger than Travis at that
Oh, makes
label
sense.
for sure. Yeah, but moving on to some people that really did kill their contract. More Yeezys are coming out, and these ones are pretty wild. I got to say, I really do wish that they dropped these. The Yeezy 500 High military boot. What do you guys think of these?
These look a lot better than the regular Yeezy 500 High.
Oh,
Yeah,
That was
for
like the
sure.
surprising part to me.
100%.
A much more fashion forward look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was saying that it looks like more like of a military version of like the Balenciagas, the sock shoe.
Oh, the
That's a crazy
speed
comparison.
runners. Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, it kinda is. Yeah, they're so sharp in the front. Yeah,
Hmm. I mean, obviously, with the Yeezy 500 sole.
yeah. It's not
Yeah.
even the Yeezy 500 sole. I think he stole it from like a Reebok shoe, but
That's
and
insane.
I noticed they
dude.
got the Timbs on the collar. Well,
Mhm.
I don't know what it is, just
Oh,
a comfy
yeah.
collar, I guess. I like the steel eyelets and stuff, though. I mean, like they
Yeah.
really tried to make it very military
Military-esque.
boot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But is
definitely.
it an actual boot? Should we get Rose Anvil to let us know?
Yes.
I don't know if he's gonna pay the 2,000 plus asking price for it.
Yeah, I mean, he paid for the 950.
Yeah, that
Yo,
was so wild how much those
if
have
you
gone
think
up
about
now too.
like when Yeezy was at his prime, these would have gone for like way more,
Yeah.
like for a
Oh,
sample.
these probably. I mean, even now they're going for crazy, but there's only a handful of them out on the market. If these actually released, these probably would have gone for like $600-700.
Oh yeah.
People
You were
have
saying
been starving.
$2,000 for the sample, and I was like, that's not even that bad considering it's like a sample like this kind.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more just because there's more pairs coming out.
Hmm.
Like, there's a rumored number of how many there are out there of these, and like that's why I think like the price is not that high because there's like a decent amount. I just don't really know where they are. I don't know who's distributing all
Where's
this
the
out.
Adidas warehouse? It's
Yeah,
in
I mean
somewhere in
that's
Germany, dude.
probably where it is. There's one here in the U.S. too. They closed the one in the UK, I think. That was the one that they did the first Easy Day thing for.
Really?
Um, okay,
Isn't it
retail
still in
price.
Atlanta?
Is what?
Isn't the US one in Atlanta? I remember
It's
seeing
in
that on the labels a lot.
South Carolina? Or no, is that just
Yes.
the shipping place?
Yeah, I think that's a shipping center.
Yes.
It might be
Never
Atlanta.
mind.
Atlanta's got a lot of distribution centers like that.
Yeah, I mean it's a big hub.
Um, retail price on these. Would you pay 350?
Ooh.
I'm saying 350 because
No.
the 1050s were going to be $350. I mean, that's how much the other
No.
boots have been. Really?
I
You
don't
wouldn't
I
pay it?
wouldn't. No.
No?
Wait, how much are
It's
the
nice.
regular 500 highs? How much were those?
Oh, those were cheap. Those were like
2
200.
something, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
'Cause this
this
doesn't
also
have
has
boost, so I'm kinda like
metal eyelets. This will have, more material if you want to call it that. It looks like it's a ballistic nylon almost.
See, you say ballistic nylon, and that's exactly what I was thinking of from the
Okay.
Rose Anvil video. And
Yeah.
he said,
That's
those
what it
are
looks like.
those
It's
are
ballistic.
vastly overpriced for the
Yeah.
950s. So I'm like, even if you say 350, just after seeing that video, I'm just like very hesitant.
Well, okay, the 950s were also $600 retail. And
Were they
now it was
really?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
$585, man.
Crap. I
So
didn't know it was
yeah.
that expensive.
So you have to keep that in mind too. And when you saw those boots, like when I saw one that was my size, I think I've
Yeah.
only seen like one pair, like well, one or two pairs, like I actually had in my hand. When I saw a pair that was my size, I think it looked like it was like a size 7. Like it just didn't look like
Okay.
it was like the right size. I was like, yeah, this looks like way too small. Yeah, I think that was another shoe they just absolutely butchered the sizing on. But okay, so you wouldn't pay 350. Would you pay
No.
300?
I think
think
that's more reasonable.
I think
300? Yeah.
250 would be my max.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think
I don't
because
think
there's
you'd get to
a lot
250 anyways.
nicer material. Like you said, the metal, like
Yeah, the
shoe
metal
they sold.
eyelets and stuff. I mean, that. How
Yeah,
much are
exactly.
Tim's?
Oh, I don't know. Timberlands.
It's funny.
None
We're
of
all
us are from New
sneakerheads and
York.
nobody knows the price of Tim's.
It's like 110 on Amazon.
Is it really? I thought it was more expensive than that.
I
Oh,
thought it
Maybe
was
for steel
too.
toes.
Guess not.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I figure with some more
Oh,
of the metal detailing, they
210
price it up.
for on
Oh.
their
The
website.
actual, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's from them. Yeah. Okay. So I figured, Tim's kind of an expensive brand now.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. With 350s going to like 230, I don't think there's any way these would be 250.
Under 3. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I
mean,
think they
that's
could be maybe
fair.
280, 300, maybe 350 is a little. I'm trying to think of like what made the 750s more expensive.
The
The zipper, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing I can think of.
Right?
I think it was because like the first one also, so they were kind of like, we got to make our money back.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So they were
Oh,
priced
it
up a
also
little bit more.
included dust bags for the 750.
Yes, dust
Uh,
bags, and it was a huge box.
Exactly.
Kind of like the fog boxes.
Yes, yeah, actually, yeah, the exact same. Or the
Okay.
Daniel Arsham 4D. It was that massive box. They all got it from the same supplier. I swear to God, like all of those are the same box.
Well, I mean,
Um,
what? Fogs were 300, right?
Fogs were 300, 350, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we got to check that. I swear it was like something ridiculous high like that.
Makes sense.
750s were 350, I think.
750 is worth 350, yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I paid 350 for
And
my
that was
chocolate.
back in
Yeah. 350.
that was back
Yeah,
in
bro, and
2015. So
that's
like inflation.
pre-inflation, man. That's $400 now.
Oh man.
Yeah, I
That
gotta say, getting a lot of those, the Yeezy insulated boots, and those were like 350 each, I think, or like was it 250 or 350? I think those were
The
probably
like
insulated
300 each. Yeah, the
yeah.
insulated. Those were also like wild expensive. Maybe those were 250. Dang, I can't think of it.
Those were 340.
Oh yeah, okay, so 350. Yeah,
Yeah.
those were mad expensive, I gotta say. Super cool shoe, but mad expensive.
Yeah.
But moving on to exactly, I guess, what you just talked about, the fog boots, right? Nike,
Mhm.
and they definitely were interesting. We've got a friend of ours who even got those fog strings and the sample
Mhm.
pair. Um, and obviously, I don't think that's paying off so well for him, but um, I really do like the shoe. I think they were a super cool model, and I really like that he made them with Nike.
Mhm.
And now I think he brought a lot of that same familiarity into the Adidas one. And now we finally, after a lot of anticipation, and we saw the original one, right? Now we got the real look at the Adidas Fog shoe. What do you guys think? Compared
I
to
think they're
that
pretty.
original BS one that we got, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like decent shoe. I think it's like a little underwhelming still, but it's not like a bad shoe.
Yeah.
I don't think they've said, is this a basketball shoe?
Yes, that's what
It is?
I think
Okay.
so.
So there are also 4 shoes in the like whole collection.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I've got a picture of it here. Okay, so here's like the low. So I believe this is the actual basketball shoe. It's the one that has
Mhm.
like if
Sock.
for everybody's listening, right? It's the one that has like the rib cage
Mhm.
almost,
Yeah.
right, on the side.
It's all
And it looks
white.
like the laces go into the prime knit and they come out through the cage. So I wonder if the cage is actually connected or if it's just on the side of the shoe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting detail. Adidas usually tends to make it connected. This might be like a 450.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mhm.
The little teeth on the side of the shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Um,
that's
much more
like
familiar shoe.
the gray ones that kind of look like knockoff 750s for some reason.
Yeah.
Which one? These ones?
No,
Or you mean
the
this?
second one.
These,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this definitely looks like the Adidas made like a regular GR shoe, like during that 2018
Yeah, they
wave,
just look just like this.
and it looks just like this. Yeah. So I think that he really just tried to go with a similar kind of vibe, make it maybe a little bit more elevated. I think that sole is fatter.
Yeah.
But that's what, I don't want to say for everybody, but I know some women who are wearing those bigger, what are those, Doc Martens? Is that what they're called?
The black
like-
Yeah.
pairs.
Yeah, right, with those huge bottoms and stuff, right? So
Yep.
that seems to be like the thing.
The
So yeah,
platforms.
yeah. So like, yeah, the platform shoes. Yeah, definitely. It seems like he's trying to go for that kind of vibe. I think this is the basketball shoe. Are you guys about? They have a lace system and was this a pulley system? I don't know what you call
Yeah,
those.
that's kind of interesting. I wonder how that'll work.
Oh.
So it's like a lace and a lace lock. So maybe you
Yeah.
could rock them without laces and just straight up yank
Just
it.
that'd be interesting.
That'd be kind of
Wait.
cool, but then you can't really like
Is
pull out the laces fast. So
this the lifestyle one or the performance one?
It looks like a lifestyle one.
Yeah.
I think they
okay.
both have
Yeah.
it.
Oh no, they both
So
have it.
They
Yeah.
both have it. Yeah.
Interesting. I
So the
don't
white
know
one has a black pull tab and the black one has a black pull tab.
Yeah.
But this one also has a white toe, I think. And then here's another. This is the front view of that second shoe. So I guess this is one all white colorway, and then this is like a bluish colorway. Oh no, this is the basketball shoe.
Yep.
Because it's got the rib
Yeah.
cage.
Yep.
So there's another one that has a black top. It looks like, unless it's this shoe. Oh
It's
no,
just
sorry, it's not this one.
inverted.
Yeah, inverted one.
Yeah.
I mean,
It kind of
I'm
just
trying to-
reminds me of the Fear of God ones mixed with the Yeezy Quantums.
Yeah,
Kinda.
a lot like that.
Then
Here's
you cut off the top.
I don't
I'm
think
kind
they
of
had
comparing
them
like the
on in
whole
any
like
of the clothing.
show to the original Yeezy Season 1 release, and I'm kind of like, there are a lot of like similar looks, and I'm like, but this is a lot
Mhm.
more underwhelming, less hype
Yeah.
towards it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very underwhelming, but at the same time, I feel like Kanye hit the mark where he kind of
Yeah.
set the trend for that. If you want to call it casual fashion, where it is the streetwear, right? Wearing hoodies and sweatpants and stuff like that. I think that is kind of breaking out though now. I hate seeing hype beast and all these people make articles and they call this stuff like normcore, and they're saying it's just wearing like normal office attire out, and I'm like, maybe for like white business people, but I was like, I feel like normal people at this point just wear like whatever clothes they want. It's not really like a fashion thing as much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe that's just me in my area, but yeah, a lot of this stuff just feels like it's very 2017, 2018. It doesn't feel like it's right now, except for this one. This little business casual looking kind of suit. Maybe that one's probably the most like modern-y kind of looking one. But I guess if they just made like sweatsuits and stuff and they have that 3-stripe branding, like how they've got it, I guess that's the new Fear of God Adidas branding, right? Are you about that? Would you buy any merch or any athletic wear that would have that? Or would you really have to kind of get sold by Jerry for something?
Mm, I don't know. I think I would like to see, I don't know, something different.
yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, I've seen like this looks very just Fear of God same
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, okay, what's new?
Yeah, it
Right.
definitely doesn't
Exactly.
feel like he's changed like anything in terms of his style.
Maybe I think I don't know want to say this, but I don't know how to say it, like or phrase it properly, but like I feel like he's just very comfortable with where he is currently with his brand.
In terms
I'm
of
kind
design
of
style,
Design, colors, like he likes staying in his comfort zone a little bit.
yeah. I kind of just wonder who is buying this stuff, like
Yeah.
the regular Fear of God stuff. I'm like, I'm sure people
do
will
they
buy
still
this Fear of
sell it
God
at
Adidas.
PacSun and stuff? Is that where
The
it's sold?
essentials, yes.
Hey,
Essentials
that's what I was
sells
gonna
out.
say. I don't think it's Fear of God. I think it's more of like it's essentials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Because I'm like, he still makes Fear God like mainline stuff, and I'm like, who is buying this? Because like now he's kind of putting out like suit jackets and pants, and I'm like, that's
Yeah, so
different,
see,
but
that's like the
it's
normcore kind of stuff that everybody's trying to move to. But it's like I
yeah,
don't really think that you're gonna force people into like business casual all the time when there's
yeah,
like, especially when there's like a pretty massive like anti-work kind of movement going
exactly.
on in like a
I think
giant corporation fights. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think with the Adidas collection, it's like if he does it at essentials prices, I'm sure they'll like sell
Yeah.
out just because of what they are, but it'll just be kind of like boring and lose hype somewhat quickly.
Is Essentials cheaper than Adidas like athletic wear? Or is it like the same
I don't.
price?
What is Adidas regular
I think
price
it's
though?
like
How much is like a
uh
hoodie?
I think they're like $90 for a hoodie.
That's about the same price.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
So
a
So
little
yeah.
bit
what,
cheaper,
$10
like
more?
65, 70 for Adidas hoodies, 90s for essentials.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad, I guess. Adidas definitely has better prices on terms of that stuff than like Nike, but I definitely think that Nike has more technology and stuff in theirs. Um, Adidas is really just feel like they're all the same hoodies.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, okay. And I was gonna say similarly to how you said like he feels comfortable staying in his lane. I was gonna say that
Yeah.
reminds me a lot of Pharrell, where Pharrell just kind of always does the same stuff, right? You know, like he's possibly coming back with some stuff with new shoe brands, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's just doing full monochromatic, like it's an all purple shoe, or it's
Hmm.
it's just one color like that." And it's like, all right, Pharrell, maybe it's time to move on from single color shoes to make rainbows on every
Yeah.
collection. Like it's
Yeah.
not really selling like it used to.
Right.
But similarly, I guess related to the human race stuff is the human made stuff, which is made by Nego, who was the original founder creator of Bait. And there was a big fight this weekend. I don't know if either of you guys watched it, but it was with Davis versus Garcia. And Davis came out, won to Chief Keef. He had Sosa with him, obviously. Can't really lose to that. But it did make a lot of headlines, at least for Discord and everything, that he came out wearing human made. I don't know if they're human made gloves, but it's a human made boxing shorts,
Boxing
and he's got
shorts.
custom skunk dunk inspired boxing shoes.
Yep.
Super fire. I
That's
don't
definitely an
know.
insane fit,
That
Yeah, I mean
is
it's
especially for a fight.
crazy. And he
right.
came out, with Sosa. I mean, he was pretty confident that he was about to rock these socks. And he's a
Also,
smaller guy too.
Garcia came out in Amiri shorts. So that
Oh,
was
did he?
kind of
Oh,
fun
yes.
too.
I think
Yeah.
there's a picture of him in it. Yes, the Amiri shorts. Yeah, definitely the all black doesn't get the attention like that purple and green does, though, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That purple
Um,
and green, you can notice that like
yeah,
anywhere. Or
Yeah.
like everywhere.
This low
yeah.
key made me more excited for the human made Nike collab, or like the Nego Nike collab.
Yes, definitely. And Human Made's been doing, they're not anything like super new.
Hmm.
But it is, it's fresher than like Bait or something like that, right? They're
Sure.
Exactly.
trying not to recycle stuff. They're trying to get a little bit out there in terms of the collabs and everything.
And Nego's
Um,
mad talented, so like
yeah,
he'll
and his connections are
pull,
so deep.
yeah,
Yeah,
so he'll
it'll be
pull out something
crazy.
good.
Do you think that we'll get a like a human made Jordan 1, or do you think they'd give him like something smaller of a collection, like just merchandise stuff?
I think they'll give him a shoe. I don't know if because like CPFM, what was their first shoe?
See, was it the diamond shoe?
Was it
No,
the
there was a
VaporMax?
Vapor. I think Vapor Max.
Oh
So I think they'll
yes,
try to put
with the
him.
smiley face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
I think
the
they'll
that
try to
looked like
put him off some other model first before he can do like a Dunk or Jordan.
Hmm.
you think?
I think
Especially with
so
the
because
history that he's had?
He could do
I
an
mean
Air
like
Force. That'd be pretty easy.
maybe an Air Force. Because think about
Mm.
like Travis didn't get Jordan 1 right away. He got
He
the
got an
Air
Air Force.
Force, then the Jordan
Yeah.
4.
Mm.
So
And a 33.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
He had to come back. He got tested pretty hard.
yeah. Unless
But
you're Virgil, you're not gonna go Jordan 1 straight away.
Yeah.
but do you? I mean, I'm not saying Nigo is like Virgil, but do you think any of his history, like with like Bape and like his he's about
I
20
think
plus
so.
years
Like
now?
there is like he's a more respected designer, but I think like
Hmm.
the hype there isn't as much as like Off-White in
Sure.
2017. So
Okay.
like they're kind of still trying to build this collab and like build the hype for it.
Yeah. Okay,
I
that
don't.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
I don't really understand who Human Made's target demographic is. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like
I
I
just
just,
like the duck.
yeah, I
The
like
doc-
some of their stuff, but it's like, yo, I see the price tags and I'm like, yo, can't be buying this stuff all the time.
Right.
I want to say I don't know if it's cheaper in Japan, and that might be the reasoning why. And it's like okay,
Okay.
it's cheaper there, and like
Yeah.
because I've heard that with a lot of Japanese brands, like it's cheaper if you get it from Japan. Like oh,
Yeah.
go through a reshipper and stuff. So that might be part of the reason.
Well, when I go to Japan in November, I'll let you know.
Awesome.
Please.
Kyle will be our proxy.
I'm gonna bring out like an empty suitcase just for Human Made if it is cheaper.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
wow.
there's definitely some cool pieces that they've had over the course of the year.
Right.
Like they had the Louis Vuitton collab. I mean, they've had like all sorts
Yeah,
of crazy
exactly.
stuff already. Yeah, I think that they have a lot of potential. Would be cool for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess the next I don't know. I guess it's cool until you figure out what it really is. But Nike and their Web3 entry. So if you're a little out of the loop for this, Nike recently took a snapshot of all of their dot swoosh users, which I think you just had to get an invite code in your email, just if you had an active Nike account. That's how you could join. Yeah, and if you signed up before April 12th, I believe, they took a screenshot, and 1 out of 3 people would be airdropped a special poster.
Yep.
And if you got the poster, you get to participate in the next drop. So 1 out of 3. Azeem, did you get one?
I did not.
Kyle, did you get one?
I did.
Oh, 2 out of 3. So it looks like a little bit heavier odds in this.
Okay, wait. I think both of you have 2 accounts.
Hey, I only got it on my main though, so it counts.
I did not get it on my main, so.
All right, Kyle's the cheater.
2 out of
no,
5.
okay. Yeah, so one of us is a cheater. No, yeah, I definitely I need to give some out to like friends and family to like make some extra ones too. But
Yeah.
right now, I mean, it's kind of not like it does anything. You just got a little poster. You can't do anything with it. But
It's
we
a cool
redeem it.
poster.
It's a cool poster. Which one did you get? I guess I didn't ask that.
I think it's the one with the year of the something. I forget.
The
Year
one
of the
with the
Rabbit?
uh,
Year of the Rabbit Force or something like that?
I don't know
I
what the
don't know.
title of that one's called. I
I
got
don't either.
the People's Champ one.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think there's any significance to which one you got. I think they're all the same. I think it's just like a random poster. But if you got the poster, I believe we get early access on May 10th and 11th to get a
Yep.
shoe.
Something like
for
that.
Yeah, for $20, $19.82. And it looks like if you get this is not for the other shoe. This is for the artifact one that you get the T-shirt, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is the
okay.
RF.
Their actual
RG.
NFT.
And when
Yeah.
does that one come out? That's in the same time, I think, right?
So I think I don't know.
Or are they doing it now?
I'm not sure about this, but it was like there was already an NFT, and it's like okay, now you can get a
Forge
shoe if you owned it. Yeah, and they're giving you a free T-shirt along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely they're at least really trying to push that Web3 side. What were you gonna say, Kyle?
Oh no, nothing. I was just saying like the whole process of making your NFT into physical. I
Yeah.
think it was like they called it the Forge or something. I remember hearing about it on Twitter.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like how they did it with the Tinker Hatfield Air Maxes, and like
Mhm.
the people that bought the NFT, there was like 120 of them, and then like I think a couple people of them didn't claim their shoe, so like they
Yep.
burned the shoes on live
Yep.
video, like in front of everybody. So like they're not in existence anymore, which is cool.
gone.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So I think that the dot swoosh is Nike's like soft launch for NFTs, trying to get more people onto the artifact side. But obviously, the artifact side, they don't really care as long as they have the big ETH crowd. Like that's who they care about spending that kind of money. Yeah, I guess. Are you guys interested in this at all? Does it even like do anything for you? I guess.
I
I
think
mean,
I'm
I think
just
it's cool.
yeah.
I like. Seems like they're doing their like user base justice, like giving them a free T-shirt along with the shoe. I think it's cool that you get like there are like working with it to make actual shoes with their NFTs.
Yep.
Did we see how much it was? I think it was like $300 for the
For
shoe.
the artifact one,
Yeah.
yeah, something in the few
That's not
$100s.
surprising.
Yeah, which I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about it like that, making a custom one-off shoe like that,
Yeah,
even in very limited quantities, it is going to cost near that kind of
right.
price. Um, I have a shoe that I got. I think it was for like a 420 shoe that came out one year, and like there was a green pair and a purple pair, and LY got the purple pair, I got the green pair, and they're all numbered on the side, but they're all like handmade in Europe, ostrich leather, super
Oh,
nice suede,
I think I know
right?
which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like the sneaker bass or something like that is what it was
Yeah.
called, and it was like a collab shoe. But it was like I think it was like $385 like
Yeah.
retail because it was handmade and very
Quality.
limited and quality. Yeah, it was all this stuff. It came with
Do
a
we
dust
know if
bag.
these? Do you know if these RTFKT ones are like that nice quality though? I feel like it's just like
We
a
have
Nike
no
ID.
idea.
We have no idea. Because I don't think
And
they're out yet.
I don't think anybody's got their pairs yet. But based on the amount of money that they're going to be asking for these, I'm fully anticipating pretty good quality.
Yeah. Well, they've also invested a lot of money into Artifact.
Oh, that's sorry. I keep spelling it out because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Oh yeah, that's how I've heard it pronounced.
Oh yeah,
Artifact.
artifact. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like seeing what they're doing with Artifact, I'm
Man,
curious if that is like a teaser for what they're doing with
Oh,
Dot
I don't think
Swoosh.
it's one off. Like I just posted like there are 10 different designs for the artifact ones, and they're
if I paid $400 and I got that black Air Force with a red swoosh, I'd be so mad. I'd
Wait,
be so mad.
the middle right one, it's like a purple pigeon.
yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Yeah,
The
I like the
Murakami
I like the
designs are
Murakami
pretty
one.
awesome.
yeah the Murakami ones are dope, and then that Tiffany fossil at the bottom is pretty
That
nice
one's pretty
too.
sick too. It reminds me of
That
the Stussy
the
Fossil
Tiffany
X one.
fossil is actually the exact colorway that's coming on a blazer this week.
Really?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
fossil colored blazer with a Tiffany, and the Tiffany swoosh on that blazer, I'm like 90% sure is the same swoosh material that they used on the Tiffany's. 90% sure.
There's no way.
Good.
Tiffany swoosh was really like
Hey man, that swoosh is really small, and that
leather.
material is a really big roll. Hey, they got to use it somewhere.
Jeez.
Yeah, maybe it's not the exact same, but it looks, at least in the up close, like the studio pictures that were posted, it looks like very similar.
Mm.
Yeah. Did you already sell your Tiffany's, Azeem? I
No,
was
they're
gonna say,
still trying to like for sale.
maybe you grab those blazers. Let me know. Um, I'm like 90% sure it's the same. If I can get my hand on a pair of the blazers, I'll let you know. But yeah, I'm like pretty sure it's the same stuff. I'm kind of hoping they end up being like a little bit of a low key flip. People might kind of look for them and
Yeah.
go after them. I
Opium.
mean, it's a consolation prize if you couldn't get Tiffany's, and it's a nice
Something
colorway too.
Something interesting from the artifact ones, they come with an NFC chip on it, so you can like link
Yes,
them to your NFT.
That's cool.
I think it's supposed to help against like fakes, so you can actually verify the ownership, which is what actual NFTs could have been used for.
Yeah.
Yep.
But nobody wanted to integrate that. We'll talk about that a little bit later too, the RFID stuff. But yeah. So is these 10? Is that it, Azeem? That's all the designs?
Yeah, so these 10 models.
All right. Well, if you had to pick one, which one are you guys going with? Just one.
This one.
Uh,
The Rock?
To rock.
probably
Yeah.
the Murakami ones.
Yeah. I like
Which
the
one?
color.
The flowers or the eyes?
Flower.
Flowers.
I'm kind of in a mix between the flowers or that fossil Tiffany. Actually, I think I take the fossil Tiffany.
Sounds
Just
more up your lane.
a little more unique. I take I like the black red, but like for $400, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it.
It's
But
so
yeah,
boring for $400.
yeah, I know. The Murakami one would be cool if it came with like something else, like it came with like a Murakami thing, like extra with it, like special lace locks or something like that.
Sir, that will be another
I mean,
$200.
Yeah,
they all
maybe the
have special
DLC.
lace locks.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like they all have an artifact lace lock.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I don't know
Or
if
is
it's
it like
artifact, but it has like
oh, it's the Clone X, it's the vials. This is
Yeah.
what their
Oh,
NFT was as like a loading screen, I think, before they got their stuff.
that's cool.
Oh, and it
That's
says
pretty sick.
Clone X on the back of the Air Force.
I really want those Murakami socks though.
They also have like on the inside, there's a different. It's not a swoosh. It's like a different
Yeah,
logo.
bro. You know who they stole that from?
The lightning guy.
Yeah, the Kai dude.
That's why they're
That's
suing him.
that's 100% why they're suing him. Is because of that.
Oh, that's funny.
And like I have no like I don't know if they just wanted to like, yo, we could just steal this idea and sue him for it. And they're like, nah, we couldn't really do that. And they're like, yeah, run it up, let's do it. Like, yeah, I don't know if they actually planned it or if somebody was like, hey, I got this idea, and then it's like, okay, this is cool. Oh wait, this guy on Instagram's got the same idea already. Oh, he got it 3 years ago and he's been making shoes for it. Whatever, we'll just sue him. I don't understand. Like, how did that? It's so similar to.
It's like the inverted
It's
version of his, yeah.
What do you think, Azeem? You think it's a blatant copying, or you think somebody just had the same idea, same time? That is possible. I mean,
I think it's the same idea at the same time because like
yeah.
this kind of is not like just their own thing and artifacts. Like I don't know if it's their logo, but it's like their own like little design.
Yeah.
And it's not specifically a lightning bolt.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just some kind of like streak, I guess.
It's Artifacts' logo.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's
Is
this
it
thing.
really?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like a
yeah, that
sideways
makes
lightning
sense.
bolt.
Okay. The part that
Oh,
also throws me off is Artifact X Nike, but the logos are switched.
I know. Isn't that so
Yeah.
strange?
It throws me off. I don't like it.
I think that's because they had to do that so the points match up.
Yeah. They
But then
wanted
I
to
don't
like
know.
Guys.
look
Oh,
out.
yeah, and they did that, and then they put Nike second because it's a Nike Air Force One.
Yeah. I guess. Fine. Make your argument for it.
Such a difficult problem of logo and numerical orders, but
Right.
Going to the dot swoosh Air Force, I
Mhm.
saw this thing. It's like you're gonna have two options for it: the classic remix or new wave version.
So do you get to pick that, or is it like
Yeah,
you
you get to
just randomly
choose.
get it? Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's kind of like fun. You get like two different like you get a choice at least of which model.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
can
and
I-
there's 106,453 boxes, the same amount as posters that were sent out. So in theory, you could get
everyone should.
so like you could get nothing if you didn't get the poster.
Yeah. Can I go back to the artifact really fast?
Mm-hmm.
Forging just started today.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Wow, that's late.
get the NFT to be able to redeem the physical sneakers between April 24th through May 8th.
They
Oh,
also said
okay. And
forging
then
does not cost anything aside from
Yeah.
gas fees, which is interesting.
Yep.
that makes sense though. And then that ends on the 8th. Is that what you said?
Yes.
And then the 8th is also first access for poster holders only.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder
it
if
just- it
Artifact
started
is
back off.
just like the, like they're trying out all these like different things with Artifact to kind of show what they can do with that swoosh, maybe.
Yeah,
I
they
guess,
could
but-
probably be a lot more risky with the artifact stuff in terms of
Right.
like what they want to try.
Yeah, that's why
It's like-
probably like Artifacts is so like limited in terms of like how many that they're doing versus
Yeah.
like 106,000 boxes.
Yeah, but it's like, why would you line these up like them unless to build hype?
Right.
Do you think that's it? be like, "Oh, guys, look, I'm getting my shoe now," and then people will copy them into the dot swoosh one.
Maybe. I
Possibly.
guess the problem right now is we still don't know how to get the physical from the dot swoosh. And
If
it's
there is going to
very
be a physical.
there is a physical, but what's interesting in the language is that it never says that the physical that is coming will be anything like anything that you will acquire
Mhm.
or that you could acquire. So you could acquire Air
Okay, I
Mags,
see.
Red Octobers, and everything, but the physical
Sure.
that you could redeem could just end up being an all white Air Force with a dot swoosh on the heel tab or on the heel. And it's like, yo,
Well,
this is for, the exclusive physical that you could get because you have, 10 shoes or something
Mm.
of like, whatever achievement, right? And they're like, this is the physical that you can redeem.
well, because of, like, Artifact, like, giving you the same shoe that you minted, like, I think it'll be the same shoe, hopefully, that you, like, get a
Yeah,
poster of.
yeah, maybe. I think the problem with that would be some of the shoes are pretty wild that the dot swoosh one is getting. Like
Like
the
the dog
like
one?
the dog one or like the green Air Force that has like the paranormal stuff, but some of those are like remakes. So like the year the dog one did come out, right?
They all
But
came
like
out, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, so like I don't but like the paranormal Air Force and stuff, like you're not
Mhm.
gonna get one that moves across it and stuff, right? Like you may get a real one if they remake them. I don't know if this is their plan to like retro every Air Max, but
Mhm.
if you got a box and you got the classic or the new wave, which one are you choosing?
I probably will
Oh.
go with the new wave.
Really,
Yeah.
Azim?
I might do the classic just because, like, I already have a regular pair of Air Forces, and it looks more closer to the, like, modern Air Force. Sorry, the new wave
Mm.
looks closer to the modern Air Force. So just to have something different.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I'd probably take the classic just to get something different because I've never had. I mean, I only got my first pair of Air Forces like a year ago or
Mhm.
something. I mean, I never really grew up on Air Forces, so I do like some of the older ones on how they're structured a little bit more, like some of the rarer ones that I got in the vault. So I would like to have a personal pair like that just to see comfort wise if those were better.
I
I
think
feel
it'd
like
be
the
cool,
materials
especially
were.
yeah. And if you get, like, an
Yeah.
older, NFT or, like, poster, like an
Hmm.
older, colorway, it'd be cool to get that as the classic remix.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be really nice if they reimagined some of them onto like a slightly different model or something. Um, that would be really interesting to see them start doing. Um, all right, the last couple things we got. This one's a little bit quicker because, well, it's a podcast by three Asians, so this isn't really our place to really talk about. So we're gonna do this delicately, but um, over Twitter, um, there was a huge thing that had kind of erupted out because Poorhead, one of the big early plugs that posts around, posted his big resale pick of kind of like what Ben Kicks and them all posted with their
Mhm.
I was about to say lost and founds with their trophy room Jordan ones, right? He posted a big flex pick with all his pairs of Jarritos, and good on him. I'm happy bro's making money and he's doing good. Um, but there's obviously a big counter thing that comes for that is like, when you're trying to promote as like a hey, come buy pairs for me, people don't really like to buy early pairs from people that are like flexing like that, right? Like the Ben
Right.
Kicks and stuff like that. And there was a bit of a debate that came out of that about, the general thing of, oh, consumers don't like resellers, but at the same time, they hate the big corporations like StockX and stuff. So, when you need pairs, which evil do you turn to?
Right.
Most of the time, I'd like to think, it's like a perfect world of like, oh, they could see it as a business as and to be like, oh, hey, you're being nice and, helping me out for stuff, not doing the runaround and stuff that StockX has. There's no worries, I'll come back to you. But the reality, I think, is that most people at the end of the day are just looking for the cheapest price, right? I mean, they don't
Yep.
they don't care where it comes from, right? They just want the cheapest price, especially some people that going for fakes and stuff, right? I mean, there's no need to go to the reseller. They're gonna get it from whoever they got. Um, following all of that has all come out, obviously, because the shoes have already been quite a big deal because this is probably one of the first and most significant Mexican cultural related shoes that I would say outside of like a P-Rod or stuff like that. Because Nike's notorious for messing up shoes. They messed up the Betsy Ross. They messed up Puerto Rico shoes like 3
Yep.
years in a row. So
Yep.
like, I mean, Hispanic heritage has been getting kneecapped year after year. And now Jarritos came out, and it looks like they finally did it where they had a banger collab. I don't want to say it. I say I don't want to say it's like about heritage and all this, but like I did post a Marching Dogs article about it, and I said like it's nice that it connects it to the roots because the people that do talk about it, they say my childhood was filled with drinking Jarritos and stuff like that. That is their childhood. That was their heritage.
Mm-hmm.
They are making a small clothing collection. I don't know if you guys have seen that already. Some larger jackets and some hoodies. Any of that interest you guys?
That dark orange hoodie looks
Yeah, there's a
sweet.
brown one too, but you
Yeah.
like the dark orange?
Yeah.
The dark
Yeah.
orange and the white hoodie are pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think this is a hoodie. I think it's like a Carhartt, like it's a canvas jacket.
Oh, it's a jacket. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's a canvas jacket, and here, let me see if they
I
got.
mean, kind
better
of makes
pictures over
sense.
here.
It's kind of like a canvas material, right?
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
posted
with the
like the
shoe.
leaked pictures. Oh yeah, so here's the T-shirt. So this is just like a puffy print T-shirt, I think, and it's got some embroidery, Desonato and Beaverton,
Mm-hmm.
Hecho in Mexico. Yeah, I like that. And then here's the canvas jacket, and then it's got it's basically like a Carhartt jacket with the nicer oh man, not lace locks, the nicer aglets and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the Jarritos branding.
That's
Uh,
cool.
and I think it's a Chanel patch on the back. Yeah, honestly, I mean, super quality.
Oh, the brown
Um,
version too.
yeah,
Nice.
brown one looks super
Yeah.
nice. And then they have the orange and the brown hoodies,
Ooh.
brown and yellow. Yeah, that's it though. There's not many other colors. I really thought they would have done like a red for the fruit punch and stuff.
Yeah.
There was a lot of sample items. So there's socks. And they here, let me scroll up here. So the insole of the shoes has all of this passion fruit, mandarina, watermelon, limon, everything.
All their
Um,
flavors.
yeah, all the flavors, and I believe that is the pattern that is on the socks. So we
What? That
should
would've
see
been
the
so
socks.
cool.
Yeah, so we should see
That
the
would've been
socks
pretty
drop.
cool.
And I don't know if the socks are promo only, but I've seen there's socks that were made. There's even a giant golf bag that
Oh
was
yes,
made
I
with
remember
giant
seeing that.
Doritos. Yeah, I think I posted that
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago. Let me see if I can find the picture again. Yeah, but that was the first leaked picture that I think anybody had seen because that came straight from somebody at Jarritos. Oh yeah, here it is. Look at this, and it's got a pinata on it. I mean, this thing was crazy. I think it says Buenos Dias.
That's
on it.
crazy though.
I mean, this was absolutely crazy, and this is never coming out. This is a promo item.
100%.
It's going to be pretty rare if we even see that come out. I
Yeah.
was wrong. The socks do not have the pattern. It looks like the box, like the carton, has the pattern. So it's just the Jarritos logo.
But now
on socks, so it's
you should post it on Twitter and see if Nike runs away with that idea.
yeah. Hey Nike, feel free to steal this idea, but
Please replace these socks with the ones that you're planning on releasing. Thanks.
please.
That
for
would be
sure.
so cool though, honestly, if they had all the flavors on socks.
Yeah, and I definitely think that with them scrapping some of the others, and for everybody that's listening, there was a theory that we had that like, there were other colors coming, but I could never find any pictures and anything of them. And it turns out that I don't know if they even made it to sample stages. They probably did a little bit, but there was one for each of the flavors. So there was an orange, a lime,
and fruit punch.
A fruit punch. There's
Fruit
one
punch
other
was
one.
supposed to be the friends and family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And pineapple. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the three,
like tearaway.
Yes, the three would have torn away and shown orange, green, and yellow, I'm assuming. Or maybe, that goldish color.
Yeah.
And then that red fruit punch would have been the F and F. But it looks like they didn't do it. I don't know why. I mean, they had a lot of time for these. Yeah. But,
honestly,
I mean,
if they did the tearaway for different colorways, like these would have been like 2K easily.
Oh, easily, yeah. I think if these had done like a mystery bag flavor, like the Huffs, like what you were saying, and they peeled off the random ones, and they put like FNF's in there, right? Like just one person on sneakers was gonna get lucky, or two, right? That would have been so cool.
That would have been
Yeah.
crazy. Think about how you would have to sell them, like in the
Well,
mystery bag.
well, StockX let people open it,
Yeah,
so like,
Oh,
you
okay.
could you could
what they
open the
did
bag and send it.
for Huffs. Yeah.
Yeah. So like definitely, I mean, you could try to sell it for more, unopened Doritos box. I definitely think that would be a cool unboxing in like 6 months.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
what was it or something? Maybe you got the one of one. It's like a deal or no deal. Find out you got the
Yeah.
million in there.
It's kind
Yeah.
of disappointing that they already did this with Huff and they didn't want to do it again.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is disappointing that some of the time you see them put in all that work for one release and then not be able to replicate it for another.
Yeah. A shame.
Especially for how big I anticipate this release is going to be. Not even like I don't think Jarritos is necessarily a brand that's like Travis. Like it's not getting people bumping out of their seats, but the impact that you have for the amount of people that it'll touch. I mean, it's like Tiffany, right? Normal people will
100%.
want this shoe.
Yeah.
I think like
Um,
a lot of yeah, especially in the Hispanic community, these are gonna be like
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, it
Yep.
is going to be. And I've already got tons of people like, hey, and they got big families, right? So it's like, my buddies say like, hey, I want them, but my sister wants some, her brother wants some. And I was like, yo, I can't get that many pairs. Like,
Try harder, Chris.
yeah, I know. I told him already. I was like, look, you've already seen what I have to do and where I drive for my skate shop. So I was like, when I hear they're coming, I was like, I'm getting everybody in the car. We're driving everybody up there. You're all gonna come sign up with me.
Pull up in the
That's how it's
minivan.
gonna work. Yeah, I was like,
That's
that's how
what-
it's gonna work. Because you
That's
got to think
actually
about
what
it.
happened.
Every other family is gonna be doing the exact same
Yup.
thing. So at this point, it's like, hey, if you don't have minimum 6 entries in every raffle, you're not winning.
No, there was that
Exactly.
one raffle that I did for my local, and I just like walked in, and then right behind me, a minivan pulled up, and like grandma, grandpa, mom,
Yeah.
dad, siblings came out of the car. I was just like, well, my one entry doesn't do much right now.
That guy's
Yo.
winning. Yeah, for sure.
The funniest thing was I went to the raffle for the Off-White Blazers at Undefeated, and someone pulled up with like their kids, like who wasn't even old enough to walk, and apparently like he won the raffle.
Yeah, sometimes they let them enter. Hey, I remember back when Walmart and stuff were doing PlayStations, they let kids get one too, so the parents and kids could each get one.
Oh,
So yeah, so I mean they're lenient like that. But to go back to the Jarritos, for what we were talking about was controversial. So to give the backstory, a lot of people were very up in arms about this being called a heritage release and getting as much praise as it is, because obviously a lot of sneaker culture is very black dominated, and Black History Month is something that Nike and Jordan brand should I say have attempted over the last couple of years, and there were some that I will say that I've liked. But it's pretty significant that across the board, I would say people would agree that the last 3 years ish of Black History Month collabs and release have been absolute crap. I mean, horrible.
Yep.
To the point that people complained and they didn't even do one this year, which added more fuel to the fire for more people getting mad and almost starting like a Twitter race war about Jarritos versus Black History Month in terms of releases. This was something I proposed to you guys right beforehand on, the idea of what could they do in this, because it is a very sensitive topic, right? It's not something that any corporation can really handle well. And my idea was, hey, do a Dornbecker, but in February for Black creators.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, I don't know how much more obvious you could get than that, right? Is that not the best way to show off and empower the community?
yeah, and just like not even just stop at shoes. We were saying like you could do like a whole Black History Month like clothing capsule that can go along with the creators who are doing the shoes as well.
Yeah. I mean, really, and make them limited. Make it like 5,000 pairs each, and give it to just a couple people. Or I was saying like do one a week and do like a behind the design Wednesday, drop on Friday, or drop on Saturday, right? So you can get educated and then get a drop.
Yeah.
But anything better than just like anytime I think of it, I think of just pandering like the the Walmart Juneteenth ice cream,
Oh yeah.
right? It's like
Jeez.
what
I
are you
remember that.
doing, right? It's
Yep.
like you could actually try to, like, not Walmart, but some of these other brands. It's like you could actually make an impact and do something in storytell,
Yeah.
right? But instead you just want to pander for money, and it's like, I mean, it's blatantly obvious, right? You're not fooling anybody.
Right.
Um, yeah, I get really disappointed by it. I think they could put in a lot more work. But after, we've seen what they do with the Puerto Rico Air Forces. Do you guys think that next year they're going to try to revitalize it for February, or do you think they'll take another year off and try to get some designs going?
I mean, maybe like we've kind of talked about how long the lead time is for some shoes, like a year and a half to 2 years. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe they have to like take 2 years just to find designers and just get everything through production.
Yeah.
Get things approved. Yeah, have some contests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, it could.
Yeah. I mean, I think even just trying to establish, like, if they even wanted to try like a Dornbecker-esque, month, like even getting that whole process of, meeting with possible people that they want to reach out to, like that's gonna take like a whole possible year of just like figuring out like, okay, we want to stop pandering, like we want to actually storytell or let designers storytell their own stuff, but making sure, they have all their ducks in a row before going through that whole process, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a it's an interesting topic. I really do hope that they come back to it and they
Yeah.
try to do something. But yeah, again, we'll see. Maybe they did the right thing and they cut it off last year early and they got to work. So
Yeah.
maybe next year, maybe that is the year. But I guess we'll see next February's episodes. Um, we'll see what comes out. But
Right.
um, moving to the last story that we've got for today. This one's a little bit. It's not really a huge update on the StockX and everything kind of lawsuit with Nike, but StockX over the course of the lawsuit has been updating their own policies and processes. As we've seen, they changed their StockX authentication to, like, what is it, StockX verified,
Yep.
right? So they're slowly adjusting their language and doing things that may or may not be correlated with the lawsuit, but they are adjusting and making changes. And one of the new changes that's coming out is, or maybe not even new, but it's something that they're probably trying to highlight a little bit more on, is RFID chips in the labels. And they're being very specific about, hey, don't swap labels because, if we can tell the label's been swapped, we're going to deny it. If you send a shoe that's like a size 9 and a size 13 box is what it says, it's going to fail. I feel like that's pretty obvious, but,
Right.
for that kind of stuff, do you think that this is them being StockX and or Nike finally using the RFIDs to track like they probably could have this whole time?
I think so. I think it's like them trying to be like show that they're trying to make an effort to do more, as well as like using the resources they still have available now
Mm-hmm.
before like having
Yeah.
to like work with Nike ahead of time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Nike's still on the hook. We still haven't heard. They have to prove how they
Yep.
know about the fakes and everything like that. So maybe this is something that they're trying to prove is, hey, StockX is, Slack X and on making sure that people
Yeah.
had labels and stuff, and they were just passing it through by looking at the shoe, not
Right.
knowing that, everything else was a rep or something of it. Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Um, I guess it's kind of interesting. This is one that's not at all a forward-facing change, right? I definitely think the StockX verified from StockX Authentic, I think that made a huge hit on the
Oh yeah.
reputation.
100%.
I don't think this one is going to give people the same kind of boost though to make it back up for what was lost.
Yeah, because you
Um,
just took out the whole like authentic. You can just verify that it could be a fake, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
and it
Yeah.
still would qualify underneath their language.
yeah. I think that was. I don't know if that was one of us or if it was somebody else on Hawk, but somebody said that StockX verified. It's just I verified this is a shoe and puts it back in the box, right? It's like what does that mean, man? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta really be specific, and when you, I mean, like we won't even. I mean, you don't have to even sugarcoat it at all. StockX has really elbow greased in. I mean, deep into everybody. Like, hey, we are authentic, right? I mean, that is what they push on everything. Is everything is StockX authentic? StockX authentic. You know, it's
Mhm.
verified, it's checked, it's authentic. You know, how do you know? And that was all of their initial advertising was like, how do you know it's real? And they were
Right.
making fun of eBay and stuff like that. And now the tables turn, right?
Yep.
And I will
Yeah.
also say, added to eBay's benefit, eBay now checks shoes on returns. So they make sure that the shoe that's being sent back is the same shoe. They didn't necessarily do that before. Um,
Did we lose Chris?
I think so.
Oh
put
no.
StockX in any kind of danger
Oh,
at
he's
all.
back. We lost you.
Oh, lost to me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know I went out. Um, okay. Well, this is going to be weird for everybody listening. But I guess what I was just asking there at the end was, do you think that this would make up for StockX? Do you think that RFID news would bring anybody back to the platform?
I don't.
I don't think it'll bring people back because like the people who
Yeah.
don't like StockX still won't use the platform.
Right.
But I think
Yeah.
it adds credibility to them for the future where you're like, okay, the StockX shoe, like the shoe that passed StockX might actually be legit.
Right. I feel like also like until we really know what these like QR codes or RFID like stuff, how Nike is. Well,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this will come out in like the lawsuit, like discovery and stuff. But until we really know what those things do, I think it's just they're just saying that like, hey, make sure these aren't removed or whatever because they could provide information or whatever. But until we know what information it is, it's just covering their bases.
Yeah. I actually think just a scenario. So like if they actually like reveal that information, I think
Hmm.
I'd be more willing to buy like a shoe like a Union Jordan 1, like the original ones
Oh
off
yeah,
StockX.
yeah,
Because like before it's kind of like, oh, this is I'm paying this much for a shoe, and it's like I don't even know if it's actually legit through StockX. I'd
right,
rather buy it from a shop.
yeah,
But and then you're gonna get charged like a ton more because it's a
hmm,
shop. But
yeah,
I think if it's like, okay, they show what the RFID does or the QR code, I'd be
yeah,
more comfortable buying it from StockX.
yeah. I mean, I think that's probably how the majority of people feel, just because it is a lot of money to put up on. I don't know possibly what the percentage is, maybe like a 10, 20
Exactly.
percent chance. It's just like, oof, that'll hurt when you find out down the road that the pair that you thought was real wasn't the whole time.
Yeah, 100%.
And it definitely gets even worse now that a lot of the platforms are all saying different things. So people will check on StockX, GOAT, and check, and then
Mhm.
all three will give them different answers.
Yeah. I know.
And
I
it's
had
like,
I
okay,
had when I just got like my most recent one pair in, I like had all the different sites open to like a photo of it, and I'm like looking at every single one and like trying to compare.
oh, the
It's
the mids,
Yeah, the mids.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say if I was coming back up to Chicago, I would have taken a look at them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
they checked out on across all the different sites, so
yeah, for sure.
That's good.
And at least that's like, it's not like it's a super popular rep shoe anymore. It definitely
exactly.
was for a hot minute, but
Yeah,
now the biggest fear right now is like there's tons of like fake pandas that are just being moved through stores and stuff like that.
exactly.
Um, and that's a bigger nightmare, I think, to think about.
Yeah.
But I think
But
like the thing was like people who are buying pandas aren't like legit checking them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
who
right. They're
knows?
just buying them, right? So that's
Just
why
the
it's the easiest shoe to flip in through there.
Yep, because it's just like they're gonna trash them anyways. Their everyday shoe, their beater.
But the way Nike's making them, you might get a better pair if you get the rep pair
Yeah, yeah,
Haha.
exactly,
on
exactly.
some of them.
Some of them have been pretty bad.
Yeah. I will say that now that they're coming out more often with them, I think that
Mhm.
the production is improving because
Mm.
now it's becoming less of a one-off and more of a structured like mass release.
Mhm.
So I think over time the quality will kind of not the leather is going to get better or anything, right?
Right.
But you'll notice like less glue stains, less. There were some pairs of pandas where I would get like it would feel like they had literally just cut up all the materials and like put it together.
They're
And
like,
I
"Oh, yeah,
was
we
like
need
it
we need to
feels
do one more."
yeah we're one short like or we missed like a half a sheet like they missed like the one right side or something. And they're
Yeah.
like we only got a left eight and a
Jeez.
half. Make one more. But yeah,
Find all the
it definitely felt
scraps.
like it wasn't like refined, if you want to
Mhm.
call it that. So I'm hoping in the future it becomes a lot more refined. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's about it for today. Very long episode, probably the longest episode we've had. I think we're like at 2 hours or nearly. So really thanks. Again, if you listen this far, episode 16, we really appreciate everybody who's listening. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate the videos, like, do all that stuff. It really helps us out. Uh, Good luck on Travis this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.